And you're a radical. What a miracle. So it just goes to show you that you get cheating out of this anything in this culture. In Americana, anything can happen. You kick Baffert out. He's been cheating for years at the Kentucky Derby. You got Churchill finally decided to clear it up. Look what happened. Wow. Unbelievable. That ride. My grandson, you know, all week, who's going to win the Derby? He's like, 21. And I'm like, how many times I got to explain to you, boy, there's only 20 horses in the Derby. So right before the Derby, who's going to win? 21, you know. And I'm like, there is a 21 in the race. My gambling days ended when I got cancer all those years ago. Wow. What a ride, huh? But I think it's so metaphorical significant. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal. So, Baffert is I grew up in San Diego and here, this racehorse country. And, I spent half my life as a young guy in Del Mar. And what Baffert did to the sport is disturbing. It just goes to show you. Churchill finally stood up to him. California won't. So they finally stood up to him, and I mean, what a beautiful ride. Reminds you of Mind That Bird. I gambled back then. I hit the Mind That Bird race. Go ask anybody around here. They all know. What a beautiful trip, huh? What a ride. But it just goes to show you. You get cheating out of our culture. Well, just like this Democratic National Convention and the Republican, Bernie. Get cheating out when everybody has a fair chance. It's not bloodlines and it's not things. Longest shot on the board. What a beautiful trip. What a ride. I mean, like the perfect ride. Remind me of Mind That Bird. It was the perfect ride. So, you get cheating ass Bob Baffert out, and he's been cheating for years and years and years. I know Baffert personally. Go ask him. All my years at Del Mar. I grew up at Del Mar. Literally. The retired racehorses, marquee ones, used to stand on this big farm of ours, ranch that I grew up on. I come from a family of doctors and nurses, and a lot of these rich guys would retire their horses here. And so we grew up on riding marquee retired California thoroughbreds. So the perfect ride. It just goes to show you. You take cheaters out, you get the cheaters out. You finally stood up to Baffert and what this country was founded on. Not old monarchy bloodlines. You get rid of all that shit, give everybody a level playing field, and look what can happen. It's like the most beautiful ride I ever seen. He gave that horse the perfect trip. Wow. He scratched in. My grandson's middle name is Dwayne. Dwayne has done it. Lucas won the Oaks, but he scratched him in. And if you know anything about that comeback, that's the day I was fighting leukemia and looked like I was going to die. I was in the Beaumont waiting for my results. Game 3, they lost 2 at home in the first series against Cincinnati. It's the biggest miracle in sports history. Well, today's that one ranks right up there with them. It's one of the great miracles in Americana. Me and my grandson watched Seabiscuit just the other night. I mean, ranks right up there with Seabiscuit. It's comeback. Wow. Like I said, you get the cheaters out of culture, and when everybody has a fair shot, anything's possible in this country. But that's been the problem. Baffert is freaking afraid to stand up to these cheaters. That's been the problem with all these sports. That's why horse racing's been on its ass. Because of the cheating. Clean it up, and you don't think this turned people on to horse racing? Oh boy. I don't believe what I just said. But I do. You get Baffert out.